Using this can be a bit complicated, especially when you get a bit overeager and want to reuse every single thing. For instance, in this example, I've made it so that when I click the square, they restart from the top. Square just restarts, and if I don't click it on, you see here, it has on animation iteration, then I miss it and I lose a point. Now, right now I lost 44 points. But I would like them to find a place, a position every time I click them. And then I'm thinking, but I should be able to use the same function here, the reach bottom function for the balls would kind of be what the squares should do when I click them. They should get remove all the positions and get a random position. So I'll be tempted to do this. When I click the square, I simply call reach bottom, and then when I click a square, I get an error, and a lot of stuff goes on. But the problem is here, I can see that in my line 54, 52, when I console log this, that's now the window. It console logged here in line 95 as the square container, but then once I called this other function, it became the window. And that's because when you call a function, this disappears. There is a trick, and I don't like to use it. I think it's bad practice, but you can do this. If you want to call a function, but you want to make sure that this is still the same in that function, you can bind it. And it's a weird way of writing it, because between the function name and the parentheses, you write dot bind and then another set of parentheses with this in it. It's very weird, and just the weirdness alone should be enough to warn you this is not a good idea. But it works. When I click square, it gets a new position, and there are no errors anywhere in the code. You can live a long and happy life without ever having to do this. So please don't, unless you really, 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 really feel that you need to or have to.